blaring tone rattled out of the loudspeaker.
Patron number 36, please come to the front desk.
A woman who looked tired got up from the waiting area and navigated her way through the maze of fold-up chairs to the front desk, where she was led to the back room by another older woman. I got to the front of the line where a 30-something-year-old worker asked me, "What is your preferred method of death?" "Electrocution, please." "Yes, sir, electrocution." He scribbled a quick note on his clipboard. "Please take your ticket and wait for your number to be called." I did. I found my way to the waiting area and sat in an open seat. The waiting area was disorganized and dull, people lounging in the stale air with a quiet discontent. The color gray seeped into every corner of the large building, affecting me like a humid day would, weighing on me ever so slightly. The one beacon of color was this ridiculous red clock tower embroidered with swirling gold designs that stood over the room like a monolith. Its seconds-hand thud was the most distinguishable sound to break through the mild murmur of malcontent. I found my eyes constantly drawn to that sore thumb the whole time I was waiting there, pondering the purpose of its gaudy appearance. Before long, a young man, much younger than me, took the chair next to mine. He had sandy blonde hair and the look of a delinquent, pierced ears, a leather jacket, and a permanent smug grin locked on his face. I looked around. There were plenty of open seats, more than enough to grab 5 or 6 without bothering other people. Specifically, me. "Oh, sorry, is this one taken?" "No," I said. "But why ask that after you've already taken the seat?" "Good point. Maybe I'm just less concerned about being rude to people right now. Considering all the, He waved his arms around as he trailed off. I chuckled. Yeah, I guess so. We sat for a while before the loudspeaker filled the room with its tin voice again.
Patron number 37, please come to the front desk.
The man eyed my ticket. "What number are you?" I sighed. 112. 111, he gloated. "Good for you. Say, what's your name?" I smiled and spread my hands out like a magician showing an audience that there definitely wasn't something there. "Von Maximus Verluminius Daxaporic Grandolangle." "Really? Does it really matter?" "I guess not." "What's yours?" "John Doe." We both laughed. We sat for a while before the speaker blurted out for number 38 to come to the front desk. I looked at the clock tower. I'd already waited in line for an hour to get my ticket. "Busy day, huh?" I said as I looked at the seconds hand on the clock tower tick by slowly. "Busy? Maybe. Have you ever been here before? For all we know, this is kind of a slow day. This could be the slowest day of the year." "What? We've got nearly 100 more people to go. Obviously, it's a busy day." John Doe thought about that for a minute. "It's a Thursday. Not many people killing themselves on a Thursday." "Why the hell not?" "It's a work day," he said matter-of-factly. "What do you mean it's a work day? Who cares if it's a work day?" John Doe looked at me like I was stupid. "The workers? Why don't we ask someone who works here?" "Do you want to get in line?" I looked at the line. It was long. No. Why would someone trying to kill themselves care if they died on a workday? "Well," John said in a tone you would use to explain something very simple to a child, "you could mess up a lot of people if you suddenly don't turn up to work. Take that guy, for instance." John pointed at an older guy in line wearing a suit. "If that guy is wearing a suit to work, you just know that his suicide is going to be rough on his coworkers tomorrow. There's probably a lot of important things he needs to do every day. In fact, it's too early to be off work. He's probably screwed them over today, too." The man in the suit scowled and flipped us off. "He can hear you," I said. John Doe flashed some teeth, then returned the bird. I bet way more people come here on Sundays.
Patron number 38, please come to the front desk,
Came the familiar tone. But nobody came. I said. What's with that? What's with what?
Patron number 39, please come to the front desk.
See, right there, I said. Number 38 didn't come up. So? This place isn't cheap. I mean, whoever didn't show up spent nearly $1,000 just to not kill themselves. Well, they sure are missing out, said John bitterly. I saw him leave. He just got cold feet, said someone behind us. I nearly jumped out of my seat. Sitting behind us was a man of medium height, leaning forward to eavesdrop on our conversation. He had curly brown hair that was pushed back to make room for his gem-like blue eyes. His face was so handsome it made me want to punch him. Who are you? I asked. Calvin, nice to meet you. What a coincidence. My name's Hobbs, said John. And this is von Maximus ver something or other. Why is that a coincidence? Asked the man with a quizzical grin. Pleasure to meet you, I said, ignoring the question, trying not to laugh at John. They kept talking for a minute, but all I could think about was the fact that Hobbs, whose actual name was a secret, but who told me that it was John Doe, told this perfect stranger, Calvin, that my name was von Maximus Verluminius Daxaporic Grendelengel. Now, what really made this funny to me was that Hobbs, who was John Doe, whose real name is a secret, didn't know my real name is John Smith. There are plenty of people who come here every day and don't kill themselves. It's how they make most of their money. Calvin finished his thought as he rocked forward in his chair, hanging his arms over the back of the seat like he was about to give me an after-school lecture. That's just like gift cards, I interjected. The companies make their money when people lose or forget about them. Calvin considered this. I guess in a lot of ways killing oneself is a lot like gift cards. You're pretty sharp. What number are you? Asked John. Calvin took out his ticket and showed us. Number 41. Got here nice and early, too. You've got to camp out overnight if you want to get a good spot in line for things like this.
Patron 40, please come to the front desk,
came the loudspeaker. Looks like I'm next, boys. You know, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but you don't exactly seem like the kill yourself type. He laughed uproariously. Oh, no, I'm not. Right, I said slowly. So then what about the whole... I waved my arms around. This, Calvin mimicked my arm motions, is a test, you see. A test? John said excitedly. Out with it then. What are you testing? To see whether or not they'll be able to kill me, of course. John nodded wisely. A worthy test indeed. Maybe you ought to explain it to us a little more, I said. Calvin checked his watch. Well, I guess I've got some time. How do I put it? He scratched his chin. It's like, I want to see if they can wake me up from the dream I'm in. The dream? You may find this hard to believe, but I don't think anyone can touch me. Nothing bad will ever happen to me. No one I care about will die. Nothing like that. You see, the truth is, I'm convinced that I'm in a dream where everything is fantastic for me. If the dream is so good, why end it? I don't want to end it. If I wanted to end it, I would kill myself. This is a test. Me and John looked at each other. So why can't you just jump off some building to wake up? Calvin shook his head. Obviously, I could kill myself. But that is not the point. I want to see if they can kill myself for me. Our next question was cut off by the sound of the loudspeaker.
Patron number 41, please make your way to the front desk.
Oh, that's me. Well, thank you for the pleasant chat. I hope they don't wake me up. Otherwise you will cease to exist, and that would really be a shame. Anyway, if I do stay asleep, I hope you don't kill yourselves." And with that, Calvin was gone. We sat silently for a long time. The numbers were called at a glacial pace, or maybe my mind was just clinging to its last moments by slowing everything down for me. The 40s rolled by, the 50s were a bang, the 60s all died, but in the 70s my sister rang. I pulled my phone from my pocket and let it buzz for a while, then a while longer. Then it went to voicemail. What could she be calling about? Did it matter anymore? I didn't have anything lingering to deal with. I always thought we had a pretty good relationship. It probably wasn't very important, but I still wanted to know why she was calling. I decided against it and put my phone back in my jacket pocket. "You brought your phone?" asked John. "To keep the time." John glanced at the clock tower looming in the room. "It's 4:12. I grinned. "I think that clock is slow. Mine says 4:14. I took my phone back out and flashed him the screen. "Who is Shelley? A girlfriend?" I scowled. He'd seen my missed call. "She's my sister. Want to introduce me?" "The deck is stacked against you, John." "Oh, please. John isn't my name. It's Gabe. What's yours?" I smirked. "It's John." "Really?" He looked at the evidence I provided him using my phone. "Sorry for hijacking your name." I can't believe my parents called me John Smith. "Is that why you're here?" "No." "Are you going to call Shelley back?" "No." "Can I call her?" "Are you serious?" Gabe put his arms up. "Completely." "I've got to tell you, Gabe, she's older than you, prettier than you, smarter than you, and I'll tell you another thing. She isn't interested in people who are dying in the next couple of hours. You make some pretty convincing points, but how can she turn me down before learning about the real me? She'd have to take a crash course to make it in time." "Maybe you could call her over here," said Gabe. "Does she live nearby?" She did, actually. "Gabe, you need to stop talking." He took the hint. The silence that followed was terse and uncomfortable. I took out my phone again to check the time. I also deleted the missed call from Shelley. "Because if you call her over here, I might be able to convince her to be my girlfriend before I die in the next couple of hours. Think of it as your parting gift to her." He had not taken the hint. "Gabe, can you think even a little bit how your comments are hurtful and complicated for me? How painful it would be if my sister found out I was here?" Gabe started rocking back and forth in his chair. "I told you at the top, my friend, politeness is low on my list of priorities. If she came down here, the only thing that would concern her is me." "How conceited." "I'm her brother, Gabe, and I'm trying to kill myself." "I'm very charming, John." The loudspeaker interjected.
Patron number 87, please make your way to the front desk.
I took a deep breath. God, how the fuck does it take so goddamn long to count to 112? Gabe took a deep breath. "You know, if you want," he pulled his ticket out of his pocket. "You could have my ticket. It's earlier than yours." "Yeah, by 1. I think I'll manage to wait for that." "Well, you can do what you want." He put his ticket on his seat as he got up. "I think I'm going home now." My seat tumbled back and forth as I rocketed out of it. "You're going to leave?" "Yeah, I never seem to make it all the way to the end." "You've been here before?" I said, almost hurt. "A couple of times. This is the longest I've stayed, though. Take care." He left without another word. I picked up the ticket from his chair. His number was 88. I heard the loudspeaker one final time.
Patron number 88, please make your way to the front desk.